Right. Um, okay, so just the weekly review, guys. Starting a little bit early, but I'm just looking at this coin here. Um, this one is Sui. Um, and I'm just looking at the scheme for it. So what you can see here is Sui started his move from here. So we've done one wave there, another wave here. So that's two. And we've had our extended move. This is the third wave. So the third wave is finishing. Um, and what we can see is MACD is coming down. Price is going from here. MACD's been coming down, down. Now price is going up, which is not supported by MACD. If you also look at the volume, this is my volume indicator here. If we just make it bigger. So you can see that volume is tailing off. So declining volume is also there. Price is going up. There's a divergence right there. And I think for me, a short here, it's not too bad. If I go back to 15 minutes, we can see it's stalling out, right? So you can see it's stalling out. You've got the peak there, and I think that's the lower high to that one. And let's look at 1 hour. Do we have a stopping candle? We need to see a stopping candle somewhere. Okay, there's a stopping candle here. So that's a stopping candle there. We've got a lower high. So I think Sui is cooked from my view. I take a small position on it. A small position on Sui at very, very small position. Nothing too crazy. Let's do just 1% of my count. 1% on Sui. And then we say open a short. Just a very small position I've taken on Sui. And I'll put a stop loss on it. If Sui goes above here, 80, call it 80. Actually, let's put it somewhere there. 83, then I won't be in that trade. So I'll put a stop loss on it. 1.83. 1.83. It cost me $21 if it doesn't work out. But the upside is really big. So confirm it in. And it's a very small position. It's not a big position. So, it's a very 1% position. This is a quick scalp trade I'm doing. This is not my main trade. So, yeah, but yeah, it's this sort of last big move we see here, is supposed to go and knock up stop losses, which are sitting at the top here. And you can see on the divergence and the price action. So if I just zoom it out a little bit, you will see that you've got the peak there, right? There's a peak here. There is another peak here too. There's a 3 peaks, and I tend to short on the third peak. So anything above the third peak is a great short. Normally on 4 hours, it works really well. So anybody who had an order there, it's great. So it may go up a little bit. So, like probably maybe 185 probably would be a better place. Take this short, 185. But yeah, certainly anywhere above here, this 179 area and above, I think you do well on a short on Sui, I think. So that's what I'm seeing on Sui. If I go to the weekly chart, you see it much better. So on the weekly chart, what you can see is we've done a huge move there, 1. Then we've gone here 2, and then we've done our big move, which is 3, right? I mean, on a weekly chart perspective, you could end up with a scenario where you actually do a double top somewhere there, double top here, or even there, double top there. So that is possible on a weekly chart. The week is not ended, so but we are picking the telltale signs quickly from a lower time frame to see what's going on there. I call that the engine room. So the volume is reasonably, this volume is high, this is less than this. So, it's stalling out in my view. And I think after this, it's going to correct back probably to about here. So we'll get about, I would say, 50% correction. So it's very active now because there's a lot of news on it. So I think somewhere here we'll get it. There's a resistance point there, cuts across this resistance here, resistance here. So I think 140 to 136, 140 on Sui, I think it's quite good. Good shot. And then the other thing as well about it is obviously we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4 time. It's a disaster, right? You're going to correct. So that's that one here on Sui. Let me go and look at Bitcoin, see what's doing on Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, what we can see on Bitcoin is that let's start on the monthly chart because then we have a better understanding of what's going on. So on a monthly chart, what we can see here is, so we've hit, let's get our MACD also bigger, get the volume to be smaller, a bit smaller so we can see everything. Okay, good. So what you can see is that's my legs going. So what you can see is like this one here is a bullish candle because of the wick. So we're falling down here. Price was rejected, fall back into the candle. Price is going up, which is great. The only thing that's not great is MACD is declining. So you have your declining MACD there, which is not good. But if September closes, that's my alert going again. So let's just have a look at something here. So that's so we're crossing the line. Yeah. So if we have a bullish candle like this, normally what you tend to see is that you come back into the bullish candle, right? So when price goes up like this, you expect the retrace back, right? We're facing a bit of resistance here. We've kind of broken above the resistance. So we've broken above that resistance there. There will be resistance here. 67,500 will be resistance point. And then we have another resistance here around 71,000. So hello, John.
Yeah, anything.
Welcome also.
Yeah, Charcoal. No,
I
how's
started.
been your weekend so far?
Yeah, not too bad. Weekend has not been too bad at all. So it's been really good actually. Just
Good, good, good.
taking stock of the week and preparing for a bumper week ahead. You know,
Mm.
whole plan. My money is still not showing up.
Oh dear.
Still not showing up. Right? I need to call them again. They said they were going to look into it. Let me know. But I'm recording this by the way. It's being recorded,
All
so
right, cool.
it's recorded. I'm not going to post. I'm going to post it on YouTube, but only for us. It's not for the
Mm-hmm.
it's not for the masses yet. So I won't open it to the masses like I've been doing anymore. So let's get on with it. When the others come, they can join us. So what I was looking at is the
I
monthly.
know, sir. Felix will program anyway, so I
Yeah,
don't know
Felix
if
is not
you.
joining us. Yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
date with a wife. So he'll
All
watch
right,
the
cool,
video. The others may
cool,
join, they may not join. So let's just crack on.
cool.
So this is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin
Mm.
on the monthly chart, we do have some resistance here this line is like my kind of trend line. So it's trying to break the trend line, and it probably would, it's probably going to likely break it a little bit. So this is looking bullish. The only thing is that MACD is still red, which is not good. And normally when you have this, if this month ends like this, 12 midnight, of course, the month is not ended. So it's going to have to be 12 midnight tonight. Let me see. What's the date? It's tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow is the end of the month. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow is month end.
it's
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah.
yeah. So what's likely to happen is when we close the month, I think we'll close this green. This will be green, I'm sure, and this will still be red. If this is green, 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 then that's really good. But for now, the way it's looking at the moment, it closes like this. We will come back down. At the very least, we'll come back down to about 61,000 at the very least. So like 50% of the body of the candle will normally be recovered. A typical example is this one here, right? That's an example of this one. So you have a green, 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 and then the following month, you kind of go back first before you go up. And I'll kind of show you another example here. So another example is this one here. So you can see this one, we had a green, green there, and I'm sure this is red, but we don't have it. Oh, MACD is red, probably. Yeah, we don't have MACD here. Let me use the other chart, the Coinbase chart, because I think that one will show us. Yeah, here we go. So this one, you can see we had a green dead way. It's very similar to the candle we are forming, right? This candle here, and then it's green there and it's red, right? But what happened the following month is we went into about 50% of the body of this candle before we started going up again. So there's going to be a pullback. There's definitely going to be a big pullback. Now, if we compare that move, so this one, the close on this one was, we closed at a high of 42,414, and then this one dropped to a low of 37.3. So that's about $5,000 drop. So even if you say, okay, you bring it back here and say we'll get even a 5,000 pounds drop from wherever it lands, then if we calculate it, 5% drop, 5% drop. There we go. Here we go. That's about 63,000. That's 63,000 drop, which is the resistance zone we've got. So if you go to the daily chart, sorry, the weekly chart, it's on the daily chart actually. But let's having finished the monthly chart, let's look at the weekly chart as well. So this is the monthly view. And then go back to the other one because I like this one. This one is better. So let's go to the weekly chart and look at the weekly chart. So weekly chart is looking promising. So MACD is coming up, green, green, green. Volume, increasing volume, but this one is a decreasing volume, so that's not good. And then the candle we are forming, although it's bullish, you have some selling pressure at the top. So there's a bit of the selling pressure going on at the top at the moment, and it's trying to break the line. So you can see the line that I drew there, cuts across there. Actually, this line is not in the right place, it should be here. Yeah, it cuts across here, cuts across there. So we've tried to break this line. We haven't been successful. We've been rejected. Normally, this is a trend line. A trend line is like a ceiling that the market needs to break. So it's been trying to break this line for a long time. Tried to break it here, couldn't. Try to break here, couldn't. Try to break here, couldn't. Try to break here, couldn't. The same, it's struggling to break it. But once it breaks this line, then you're off. That's a big resistance broken and it will be gone. So it's still not
How do you
broken the
determine
line.
the, sorry, how do you determine the trend line?
So you draw the trend line across the tops of the candles. Yeah.
Okay.
So this candle here, let's say it's not formed, right? Let's assume it's not formed. These are formed, right? So the candle here, the top of the candle is here. So I make sure the line cuts across here and it also cuts across here. So then you extend the line down, right? So when you extend it down, that's the resistance price line. So you see, it's tried to break it, couldn't, it's trying again, and it's being rejected, right? So the weekly chart, I mean, the week is not ended, and that's the key thing. We have another, it's about 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 hours to go for this candle to close. So, it depends. If this line, if it breaks this line convincingly, like the whole body, we need the whole body, not the wick. The body has to be, and a significant proportion of the body. If it's like, let's say, let me just bring this down for a minute. Yeah. If it's something like this, right? Let's say that's the correct line. It's cuts across here and cuts across there. Yeah. If it's like this, it's not still not good enough. The bigger proportion of the candle is below the line. So it's not really a break. It's kind of like it's like you have a fence which is guarding the sheep, right? And the sheep are leaning against the fence, right? They're pushing against the fence, and the fence is leaning. That's something like that. That is not you. What you want is the whole fence to fall down, right? So you want it to be something like this. Yeah. If it's something like that, then yes, it's broken it. And then you need a retest because when it breaks, it will come back down to retest the line. And when it retests the line and there's support, then it's a confirmed move to the upside. So that's how you kind of use your trend line. So we put the line back where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be here. And the top part is supposed to be on the other side, which is, oh, come on. This is supposed to be there. And this is supposed to be a little bit higher. So somewhere there. Yeah. So somewhere there. That's it. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. So it's not broken yet, but the promise is promising because MACD is sticking up, the RSI is sticking up as well. So that's good. Those are two good signs. So let's see what the week closes like, and we can make a decision on it. And let's go to the daily chart. So the daily chart, what we can see on the line is still there, as you can see. So this line here is the 200 moving average. And this line, the 200 moving average, is a resistance line. We need to break this line. We need to retest this line. So price needs to come back into this line. And that's where the 63,000 is 63,754. So if price returns back here, gets support, and doesn't break this line, the chances are it will go up and break this line. That's a very good chance. But, if I'm looking at this from the full structure perspective, right, then, and I'm counting my drops, the drops are kind of all from here, all the way there, it's one drop. Then you go up. All the way to here is another drop. You go up. All here, you come here, it's another three. So we've got the three drops. The question is that it? And this is our lower high. So, what you tend to see is after you get the three drops, you have that. You go up like this, you come back. You can get this, and then off you go. And then this comes back again, somewhere there, and continues the journey, right? Now, sometimes the scheme might not be this way. So sometimes it works. Oh, come on, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of the drawing. Sometimes it goes like this, like that, and it comes back here, double bottom, or it goes slightly lower. So these three scenarios you're going to get. So we have scenario one met, and we're going up. The question is, do we continue to go up? Because we have three clear levels also on the daily chart. So if I'm looking at it from a rise perspective, we've risen there, one rise, fall back, go back, two, fall back, and go three. So this is your third rise. So we've got three drops. And if we have a third drop, we tend to correct. This is why I'm saying when the month closes, we'll go back because you can see here, MACD is coming down, price is going up. That's divergence, right? We call it divergence. So MACD is diverging from the price, it's not good. So this will continue going down. And then Therefore, you expect a return. So a return back to about this price here, and then maybe even down here, all the way up to here is possible. Depends on how strong the pullback is. But I see it as, I think this comes all the way back down to at least first here, 63, the 200, test it. And if we break it, then we come in all the way here, which is about 59K, 60K will be probably the area to test. And if that holds, that will be good, because what it will look like is it will be like this. So it will be like here. So if I was drawing a path here, go there, come back here, go there, and then come back to somewhere there and continue the journey, right? Then that will be the normal scheme, if it does that. But like I said, we can come all the way down here. It's possible. But we'll have to wait to see whether we get support here. And this is why, for me, long positions are what we should be collecting, collecting long positions, managing risk, taking quick shots. Of course, you can take shots along your position size, and as the long is printing, the short might be losing money, but when it gets to the top, you can buy more at the top and then print it also back down. So whichever way it goes, you're still going to make money. But you need long positions alongside whatever you're doing. Because if you don't, and we just pull back here and continue our journey, you'll be left behind, as somebody says. So that's the daily chart. And then the 4-hour chart, have a brief look at the 4-hour chart because it's important. So on your 4-hour chart, what you can see here is if we again count the scheme, the levels on 4 hours, this is where sometimes I get myself into this state of it's time, right? It's not going to go up anymore. Because if I'm counting this, right, even from here, and we are counting the waves of MACD, right? From here all the way to here is one wave. Then this goes up. So this wave here, we count it. I need to make it bigger so you can see it. So, okay. So from here all the way to here is one wave. Yeah, because it goes down, MACD goes down. That's 2, goes down. This is 3, go down. This is 4. See here? So if I make it smaller, you will see that this side here goes up higher, right? So again, it goes up higher. If it didn't go up higher, we won't count it. But we can see from here that this is higher, and that small peak there is higher. So, that's 4, and now this is 5. So this is our 5 waves. So all the 5 waves have been formed on 4 hours, which means there's a correction. You expect a correction. We should come back to about the 63,000 mark. So again, it kind of ties in with what we are seeing on a higher time frame. That 63K area, is kind of an area that will be retested at the very least. So, and again, you can see on your RSI from here, RSI here, price is going up. So if I draw a line on it, price going up there, price going up, and here, RSI coming down. You can also put a line across it here on MACD. MACD is also coming. When these two are in opposite direction to price, you correct. So that's why I'm on the view that we will come back down. We may go up to about 67,000. That's possible. We can hit 67,000 first, because on the heat map, if I bring the heat map up, you can see on this 1-week heat map, refresh it, you can see there's some liquidity here, 66K, but look at the liquidity sitting here, 62K, 600. So it tells me, even if they go for this one first, they will come back for this one. So the down is into next week, we should expect a bit of a pullback on the price, right? So let's come back to, so that's Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin in mind, so we are expecting a pullback on Bitcoin. And because we expect the pullback on Bitcoin, we have some cheap prices to buy our long positions, right? So, the likes of, and you can see, for example, TIA, if we go, let me look at it from a higher time frame first before we even go to the lower time frame. So one of all our favorite coins, we'll just quickly review them. So you can see that we have on the weekly chart, we have a triple green, yeah, but volume is strong enough, yeah, reasonably strong volume. This is higher than that. This is higher than this one, so that's good. And you can see there's selling pressure at the top, the same as we had last week, right? Selling pressure. So wherever we close, TIA will come back down a bit more first. But because we've been going up 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row, I don't expect us to go any much higher, but I expect us to kind of pull back properly first. So maybe somewhere around like maybe 540, 510, 520, somewhere there as a pullback on TIA. I think we'll probably hit it. So you can see I've got an order there around 530. I already have a position on it on TIA. I have 1,000 tokens of long position on it. And I'll add to it if we get here. So I'll be looking to take some profit on this bounce. This bounce, I need to take profit, because if I don't take profit on my long positions, then I'll miss out. So just actually, hold on a minute. Let me see what's going on. The position at the moment, my long position. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave it for now. So we can see. So yeah, so I think for me the weekly chart is looking good, but I think there's a pullback first, because when you draw the line again, we've gone up. We need to form a lower high first before we go, right? We need to form that sort of. We need to form a lower high. So that is needed for us to be able to go higher. We can't just go, 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 go. No. You can see, right, like even from here, you go up, you come back down first, then you continue going. That's how this is going to be as well. So we will come down first. How much down will come down? Depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin stops at 63K, then okay, it probably brings it down to about somewhere there, 540, 550, 520, 535. If Bitcoin breaks 63 and comes to, say, 60, 58K, 55K, anywhere near there, TIA will be back to somewhere around here, or even back to the lows. It's possible. So this is why we need to manage risk properly in terms of when you're going long, you need to make sure that you put only 5% in of the account and leave the 10%. When it gets to this point, you put another 5% in. And if price then obviously comes down to the bottoms, you put your last 5% in and you should be fine, right? And then you can ride it all the way to $10, $20, or wherever you're going, which is likely. So that's the weekly chart. The daily chart is here. So, normally when you have this big sell-off like this candle is a big sell-off, big volume seller, red, 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 you come below the body of the candle. It's 572.78. So we'll come below that. We didn't go below it. So this didn't go below this one. So we'll continue to come down. I think we come down to this level, which is the yellow line, which is exactly where I have my orders placed. But there's a slight push up. It's not going to last, in my view, because MACD is again ticking down. As you can see, MACD is ticking down. The RSI is ticking down. And so this is just a relief bounce. Maybe it goes all the way up to somewhere here, 625, 628, somewhere there maximum, and then reverses back down. I'll show you an example. So an example is here, right? So you get these sort of candles like this one. You can see that it's a bullish candle, long wick at the bottom green. It's very similar to this, except the body. There's a body on this one. And everybody would have probably thought we're going to go up, and then unfortunately come back down. So, but this one is actually supported by MACD going down. Volume also is declining down, right? These are volume bars coming down. So for me, I think TIA will probably bounce up. Yes, it can bounce up. It can even go all the way up to back to 660, 60, 63. You can even do that. but afterwards it's going to come back down. First, before we go. So I think we'll leave it as maybe we'll pick the 4 hours quickly just to check something. So 4 hours, yes, we've got some good divergence here. This is a good divergence. So again, this can come up and come up all the way here. So even 656 somewhere there, it can come all the way up there before it comes down, or it could just end up here at 620 and then just come back down again because we haven't done enough falling for it to be over. All we've done is we've done here one level here, and that's it. And we've done this level drop here. So 2. There's a third one left. So we need one more. And I think it brings us all the way back down somewhere here, which is where my line is. That gives you the third drop. And then that's it. You're off to the races at that point. So that's tier. Let's quickly have a look at render. So render is, again, let's look at from a weekly chart, right? So weekly chart has been going up, but the volume is lower than the previous week. We've not closed the week, so anything can happen, of course. MACD is going up, ticking up. RSI is ticking up. So this is good. So we expect it to continue to go to about 6, maybe pokes above here somewhere 7, 10, 7, 11, and then it needs to roll back down. So it will roll back down, come and do a lower high. So again, it depends on what happens on how bad Bitcoin fall gets. So it will be something like that. This goes up somewhere to somewhere here. This comes back into zone somewhere there, and then maybe continues to join there. So, that's why I have a 569, 570. I have an alert there. And we're actually going to put an order in for you. So that's where your order is, I think. But I don't want to record that. So let's just continue. So that's what I see on render. I think it goes up first and then comes back down. So there'll be some opportunities to pick up some cheap render, as somebody would say, later. But when we really go the next time, we're heading towards $9, $10. So after we pull back down and go again, we'll be towards $10. So we need to make sure we're buying more longs at this zone. Even if you go to the monthly chart, again, when the month ends, you can expect 50% of the body of the candle to be recovered. So that's exactly where, again, I put my order there as well. So that's render. Let's look at PEPE. PEPE is looking really, really bullish. Like, look at this beautiful red candle here. Sorry, green candle. Volume is reasonable. So if we close like this, yes, there'll be a bit of a pullback. I think we get about 50% of the body of the candle. I think we'll get it somewhere around 963, 10 maybe. We'll get that as a pullback. Either it will go up first and then just come and do the pullback, or it will just pull back first, then go higher. So look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, good volume. Volume is declining. Big, strong volume candle. So if we close like this, chances are we go slightly higher. And there's a resistance zone here. So that's a resistance zone somewhere there, around 12.3 here. That's a resistance zone. Yeah, this is resistance right there. So probably hits that place, then come back down, then continue his journey. Look at it from a daily perspective. This is what is interesting for me. So this is why I say there's a short-term short, right? So if you look at this, then you say, this is a stopping candle. This is a red candle. Let me just zoom out the MACD. Yeah. So MACD is still green, but that's a stopping candle. So we expect the price to definitely come back. It's going to come back in. It's going to come back at least into here about 10:30. So this is a short-term short for me. I mean, this short at the moment. Taking a short here. Short-term, it's not long-term short. It's a short-term short. So I'll close the trade when we get to around 1040, somewhere like that. But I think tomorrow will be the better day because I think once we close this candle, there'll be a bounce up, and the bounce up will take us into somewhere here, about 50% of the body of the candle. If this is still green, then it will go higher. So it will go higher to that 1230, 1240 zone and then collapse down. So it depends on what color we get with this MACD, So short-term short here, I close it very quickly when it hits here, because when it hits here, it will go bounce back up again before coming down. Yeah. So that's PEPE. So you can put your orders, for a short around the 12, like 12, I'll say 12, 1250. I think on the weekly chart, the resistance zone was sitting at here, 12, yeah. So 1180 zone, 1190, maybe 12, if you want to be safe, 12. Somewhere there, between there and here, and 1240. So 12 and 1250 as a zone for short, I think you'll be fine on PEPE. It will give really, really some good benefits, actually. So that's PEPE. I want to quickly look at AAVE because AAVE is interesting for me. It's another one as well that if we look at it from a weekly perspective, this candle is not good at all for long. Now look at this. We have a similar one here, right? When you have this sort of candle, it's called a stopping candle. And on a weekly chart, you go down. So AAVE will come down. I think, my minimum target is about 138. So, but I think when we close the week, it will bounce up first. Like similar to this one, you see when we close the week, there was a bounce up first, right? So you can get about 50% of this. So, a short around like, I would say 170 will be good. 171 will be good. Anywhere between 170 and somewhere there, 75, you get filled, and then you come really down, back down to about somewhere there. So that'll be a really good shot. So again, I've set a trap on it. 170, I have an order at 170, I have an order at 174. Let's see whether I get picked up. If they pick me up, then I'm laughing to the bank on that one. So the weekly chart tells me that we're stalling. And also when you do the wave count, we've done all the waves on the weekly chart currently. So we've done from here, this is the bottom, right? So we start counting from here, one wave, this is one wave. Then we go to this side, two, right? This here, that's three. And in here, so in here, we've risen up, and that's your four. So from there, all the way there is one wave because we didn't go high after this. So one. Then we won't count this because we didn't go higher, but we will count this two, we'll count this three, and then we'll count this as four, right? So we've got four waves on the weekly chart. So maybe it's left with one more to the upside, but after the four, you correct. So after each of the waves, you correct, and you correct at least back to the 9-day moving average. So the green line is a target. So the green line is sitting about 128. So, but the green line will keep moving up. So this is why I say maybe 138, 139 is probably where it will go. And then after that, it will go for the last move to the upside. The last move to the upside will be very long. It will be a very big move. Like you're talking about $250, $300 move. Like from here to about $300. Yeah, somewhere there, 350, it will hit somewhere there as the final move. So, but for now, short-term short is there. It's available, so you can take it. So that's AAVE for a short-term short. And I think that is it, actually. That is it. So any questions, John? Obviously, you're the only person who is joined. So, we've got two people joining. It's just me and you, actually. It's just me.
Yeah.
So any questions? At the moment, unfortunately, if I stop recording, because let me stop recording and we can discuss it all. Let me just stop. Come on. Oh, come back down. Let me why did it stop recording?